What's up, my kings and queens? I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about what's been going on in the universe. Like, it's not just one person or two people. It's just something that's been going on in the universe that I've been noticing that's happening with my people. And it's like, especially to my sisters. I'm not being biased, guys. I know y'all are going through some things too, and I do want to acknowledge that. But for my sisters, I just want to tell you to hold on and stay strong. Don't give up. Don't give up, no matter the struggle, no matter how hard it seems. Only thing that you have to do is have the will to fight, the will to stand strong, the will to keep going, and the will to carry on. And it'll be okay, I promise you. You know, sometimes when life start lifing, rather you going through the loss of a home, the loss of a man, a husband, a boyfriend, the loss of a job, the loss of relationships with friends, family, like anything, just a loss. Like I see that a lot of people been going through that lately. A lot of people that I talk to have been venting, especially about relationships. When it comes to relationships, like a lot of my sisters have been feeling overlooked and misused and misled and betrayed and all of that other good stuff. And I just want to be the voice for my sisters. Like, listen, we got this. Only thing you have to do is find that inner strength and that willpower, and you can get through and you will get through. You don't let no one stop you. When you face with adversity, you go within. Whether you grieving, whether you are just depressed or hurting, just sad, just going down memory lane, no matter what it is, you just have to have that willpower. Not just willpower, self-love. A lot of us has been dealing with relationship issues, and it's like, even though it's different scenarios, it's still issues that's going on within a relationship. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of my sisters and myself, we've been feeling misused, betrayed, breadcrumbed in a relationship. It's just a lot been going on, and going through the process, I understand that it don't take much to heal. You just have to have the will to heal. No matter what your grief is, no matter what your pain is, no matter what your sorrow is, no matter what your story is, you just have to have the will. And how do you have the will? When you going through your most toughest times, you have to go within, pray, meditate. Like, don't be around nobody. Take that period of isolation to regroup and rejuvenate and restore and get restored. When you going through things and you in contact with so many different people, those are different energies calling in different entities. So you can't grieve properly. You can't face your adversity or what you're dealing with head on because you're dealing with too many people and too many outside forces. And the name of the game is to never blame an outside force. Anything that we go through is here. And when you understand that, you will know how to face that and you will know how to deal with it. If you're going through the loss of a relationship, you cannot blame that person for hurting you, mistreating you, misusing you, betraying you, none of that. You have to blame you. I have to blame me for allowing that to happen to myself, for caring, loving, nurturing someone else more than I would care and love for myself. And when you caring and you loving for yourself, when you deal with any outside forces outside of yourself, once you care for, love and nurture and know what it is that you want within yourself, when you deal with outside forces, it will be hard for those outside forces to really move you. Yes, we're human and we're all moved off emotions, but it will be so hard for those outside forces to move you because once know what self want, and once you identify your characteristics, your desires, your motives, and your wants and your feelings, once you identify those things within self, it's hard for anybody to really move you. Again, we're built up off of emotions and we're human, so we react, we respond, and all of that. But it'll still be hard for an outside force to really move you once you really know who you are. Once you really love yourself. Once you really sit everything and everybody else aside and just say, you know what? What do I want? Who am I? How do I define Isha? Who is Taisha? You know what I'm saying? Once I sit down and find out my characteristics, my desires, my motives, and my feelings, voila, that's me. Not what no one else said. Not what anyone else or who anyone else tell me that I am, or who anyone else tell you that you are. Oh, you're kind. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're funny. Oh, you're a sociopath. Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you no, that's who other people are telling you you are. But how do you feel about yourself? What moves you? What do you know about yourself? Those are the things that you have to find out. You have to define who you are. Who am I is the question you need to ask yourself. And once you find out who you are, you're not easily moved. It's not easy for anyone to do anything to you outside of what you allow. It's what you allow and what you don't allow. Because once you understand I am, once you understand that, and once you have that, nobody outside of I can move I. You know, like, yes, again, we moved off of we built off of emotions and we moved off of emotions. But it'll be a little different if you just go deep within. So these relationship grieves, not just with a mate, but friends, family, children. Because, you know, some of us are dealing with children who's getting to a certain age where they want to just be left alone. They want to be let loose. They are grown. They feel like they're 18. They're not grown, but somewhere along the line they feel like they're grown. And they just giving us certain energies that does not sit well because this is not what we're used to. And that's a grief because as a parent, when you feel like you're losing control, you feel like that's a loss. But you know what? When I'll let that child do what he do or do what she do. Of course, I'm going to instill rules and principles, but I'll relax and let that child be grown. You know why? Because what I instilled in I, because that is me. You know what I'm saying? So what's instilled in that child, they're going to show. It's going to show eventually. So all I got to do is understand who I am. Know myself. Wusa. Meditate, go deep within, and have understanding. And then, and only then, will I be able to stand through the test of times, through any test of time. People always tell me, oh, you don't go through stuff. You don't cry. You know what it is? I know that when I'm going through things, I have to go within. Going to outsiders and outside forces and anything outside of me, it's not conducive to my well-being because I'm only putting my business out there. That's all I'm doing. But when I go pray or I go meditate, I'm going to my highest self. And then greater is he that is within me than he that is within the world. So when I'm speaking to he that is within me, I can give me the answers. Because everything is already within you. You already have the answers. You already hold the cards. You just don't know your power. We just don't know our power. So again, when we going through things, go within self to understand self. Self-love, self-healing. Don't look to everyone else or look how this person dealt with their situation or that person dealt with their situation. That's their story, their strategy, their tactic. It might work for them, but what's working for them might not work for me. What works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. But if you go in deep within you and I go in deep within me, we will find the answers. Because let's just say, example, a relationship. You dealing with a relationship loss. If you go within yourself, you know, sometimes when you're just dealing with it from the physical, it's like, oh, I cannot get through this. I cannot believe he or she is doing me like this. Okay. When you go within you, like, I seen it, I saw this the whole time. Now it just is what it is. Now we just have to go through the process. And if the process is grief, then let me go within and deal with this process. Or if the process is restoration of the relationship, let me go within and see if that inner self wants to restore. Is it worth restoring? Because now that I understand who I am and what I want, is it worth, are you worth me restoring anything with you? Now the ball is in my court. Nah. Or if you want to restore, well, yeah, it's worth it. But you have to go within yourself to understand who self is. And then once self knows self, I am greater than he, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Once you have that understanding, it's hard to be moved. So again, to my sisters and my brothers, to my people, my kings and my queens, just understand who you are within. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what you're facing in life, no matter who you're going through it with and who you're facing it with, just go within self and learn how to love thyself. Loving thyself is what makes me happy, what makes me smile, what moves me, what do I want in a partner. And make it realistic, because some of us just be over the top. But make it realistic. What do I want in a partner? How do I want my partner to see me? How do I see my future? Let me see my future self. Let me get myself prepared for my future emotionally. How do I want to feel? How should my partner make me feel? How, not just my partner making me feel, how do I want to make my partner feel? Every time my partner see me, what is the reaction? What is the feeling that I want? And that's going within self and understanding self. That's not somebody else telling you, you're this, you're that, you're not this, you're not that. Oh, well, I see this and I think this. We've been dealing with that too much throughout life. When we kids, we got to be this because mommy and daddy said. And then when we get of age, we got to be this because the teacher said. And the teachers want this. And this is what's going to satisfy the teacher for us to get that good grade. And then now we got to be this for the boss because we want this type of job because we went to school all these years to get this degree. Or we dropped out, but we still got this type of job. However it go. We're doing this to please the boss because we want a raise, we want a promotion. So now we're doing this to please the boss. And then once we graduate in life, and because some of us that's fortunate enough to become parents, then now we got to be this type of parents for the children because we want the children to see us like this. And we want the children to mimic this behavior when they're outside. And we want the children. But what if I don't want to be like that for the children? What if I just want to be like this? For me, and let the children accept me and we grow together. And this is teaching the children how to be them, how to understand who am I, And then you get a husband or a man or a companion. Now you got to be this perfect person for your companion. And it's like, when are you really living for you? When are you learning you? When are you understanding you? When are you knowing what you want, your characteristics? When are you identifying with self, your strengths and your weakness? And believe it or not, what I'm saying right now, I've been doing this lately with the youth, women empowerment, women shelters, and I ask these same questions: your characteristics, your desires, your motives, and your feelings. And a lot of women, a lot of us, not just women, a lot of us don't know how to answer that because we never sat down and took the time to understand who am I. So through all of this adversity, grief, pain, depression, sadness, all of that, just don't give up. Just go within. Big up. Don't give up. Big up. Go within and come out with your big one. Like, I'm her. I am she. She is me. Or I am he. He is me. You know what I mean, people? So on that note, I'm going to end it.